Hey, what's up, guys? I'm doing a quick update. I just want to send a reminder and then just touch on the quick things on the markets. But the reminder that we're doing a webinar here at 3:30 today. I'll record it if you can't make it. But if you can make it, pop in because it's a good chance to ask me questions about the market, what's going on, some of our cyclical strategies we're going to talk about, and then obviously I'm going to touch on this new prop program we're rolling out, and I'm excited about it, and I'm sure you guys will have questions. So hop on there. I'll put a link to the registration or register link for the Zoom webinar in this video. And then also you can go to, guys, Jenkins CM. That's the new site, jenkinscm.com. And then this next webinar link this should work. It better work. Or if you're in the River room, there's some issues or something. You guys usually know how to get in touch with me. All right, so market-wise, we covered some euros this morning. We've been playing a core short for years and years, really, but we've kind of stepped it up lately. Covered stuff real well yesterday. We had covers here, reshorted, covered, reshorted. So it's been a pretty good range trade. The dollar has been just chopping around. So has gold. So we're in this range trade. I don't know what time frame cyclically that we're on to get us out of this. I was looking at some cycles on bonds. I don't have time to go into it, but it looks like we could cycle maybe into the beginning of October, the way the markets are kind of moving right now before we get maybe another directional shift. So anyway, just keep playing the ranges. We're playing that on the short side. It was kind of an easy one today when we added to it on the way up. And then I said, as soon as the near term rolls over, you can add. So when 5 minute broke down here on this candle, we shorted more. And then we said we'd probably move into pie and we covered. And then still course short, and I'll cover some more, obviously, if we start to trade into levels from yesterday. Now, gold, kind of a frustrating day. I got a little bit longer yesterday, covered some upside calls, but I mean, the easier trade would have been we may move to a new high and get back to the races. So it's been a lot of trading around back and forth. I talked about the range trade that we're in, like I just said, in the dollar, kind of what it looks like on the charts here on gold. There's a top of your range between pi and the spike high, 15.25, and then the downside is kind of down here. So you ran a bunch of stops here, guys, with below people that have their stops too tight. You ran the stops yesterday, and then of course the market bottom. That happens a ton. As a professional trader, you know that's most likely the scenario. We even talked about it yesterday in the live room. They're going to run the stops. 490 was the low. But we came in today and you basically retraced. This is a wall concept I teach, but it was a 618 retrace. So I had some short calls that we covered on the lows yesterday, and I reshorted those 1510s. I'm still short them, and I'll probably get those back if we trade towards 1500, and then I'll buy futures on the next push lower. Bonds, I highlighted that we were high within the range this morning. We basically failed exactly at the top of that range. I don't know where my regression channel went. Maybe I had it drawn on ultras, but the top of the range was pretty much, yeah, there we go. So we were right at it this morning. And then day trade, I did buy some back, covered some fives, and then I got long. I'm still a little bit short in ultras just as a hedge because we haven't broken out in the intermediate term yet, but I'm trading the long side in tens and bonds. So on this pullback, that's what I said I wanted on Twitter today, that we needed a pullback to get back some hedges and get a little bit more long. So we got that added here. Same thing in 30s. All right. And then lastly, so still bullish on bonds. It's just a little bit more neutral. You're going to have to trade it around. Kind of like gold, everything's kind of chopping around except for stocks. Stocks are still in a pretty pronounced uptrend. We bought yesterday on the dip down into that 80 level, 80, 85 calls and futures. And then I just took some profit into this major resistance, right? So 30.25, 30.29 is the old highs. So I'd rather be taking profit into that zone. You could lean short, but I'm already long bonds and gold, so I don't want to double up on the risk off trade. But I like to take profit into that resistance. And then if you get through it, we can always put the trade back on. But so the edge though is to be coming out of long. So I took all my features off. I have a few upside calls just to play the breakout if you get it. But then I'll be a dip buyer. You could also buy a few puts back here at 3,000. You get the pullback, you can add futures and or come out of your puts on a pullback. But we still want to play the long side in equities. All right, guys, I got to hop. I'll see some of you here in a couple hours.